so I'm up and I'm hungry. So I'm going to make a really delicious breakfast skillet this morning. I'm going to just use some simple ingredients: kale, eggs, sausage, and top it with a little extra flavor. So let's go in the kitchen and cook some breakfast. The first thing I need to do is preheat my oven, and I'm going to preheat it to 400 and get it ready for my skillet. I want to add some sausage to my dish, and I had some Jimmy Dean sausage in the refrigerator. It's the spicy one. I prefer a little bit of spice to my sausage, so this is just a ground Jimmy Dean, and I'm just going to chop it up and give it a little bit of a stir. I don't want big chunks of sausage, I want little pieces, so I'm just going to take my spatula and give it a good chop and get ready for the skillet. I picked these cast iron fajita skillets up at Sam's Club some time ago, and they are going to make the perfect vessel for my skillets. These are so cool, you guys. You can get 2 of them in a pack, and they cost about $19, and I actually bought 4. But they're cast iron, they're really heavy, they hold heat, and that's what you want when you're cooking fajitas or any type of breakfast skillet like this, so these are perfect. But honestly, you could use whatever skillet you have. It's fine. I just happened to have these and thought they would be perfect. I'm just going to add some olive oil Pam spray to the bottom of my skillet. I just want to make sure that my veggies and everything don't stick to the bottom once I put them in the oven. So this is some kale that I cooked for dinner last night, and it's just a simple kale. I just boiled it with some bell pepper and onion and some no salt seasoning, like some Mrs. Dash, I think onion powder, garlic powder, and some fresh garlic. And I had that for dinner last night, and since I had it left over, I thought, you know, this would be perfect to put in my skillet. I'm trying to embrace kale more, but you could actually use spinach for this or whatever veggies you like. So as you see, I just made 2 little openings in the center of my skillet because that's going to house my eggs. But before I put my eggs in, I'm going to add my sausage, and I'm just going to sprinkle the sausage all over the kale evenly. Now again, you could use whatever meat you like. You could use smoked salmon. I think smoked salmon would be delicious with this, or bacon, or again, whatever you like. If you don't eat meat, then just add more veggies. You don't have to eat the meat, but you know, get your protein from your eggs. So now that I have my circles all even, now I can start adding my eggs. But before I add my eggs, I'm going to add just a little bit of butter to each of my openings. You could also use the Pam spray. You don't have to use the butter, but eggs are delicious with butter. Let's just face it. So I just put just a little tad bit of butter, and I'm going to start cracking my eggs. And you want to take your time when you do this because you don't want to break the yolk. And this looks pretty good. And you don't want shells in your dish, so just take your time and open them slowly, and you'll get the perfect egg in your pan. That's perfect. So lastly, I just want to add a little bit of seasoning to my egg. Everything else is seasoned so nicely with the sausage and the kale that I don't need much, but I do need to add a little bit of salt and pepper to my eggs. So I'm just going to add a little bit of sea salt. I try to stick with sea salt as opposed to regular salt. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of pepper on top, and I do like pepper, so I tend to add quite a bit of that. But once I add my pepper, we are ready for the oven. And after about 6 minutes in the oven, my eggs should be cooked the way I like them. So this is perfect for me. You can let them cook as long as you like, but I prefer a runny yolk. And then I'm just gonna top it off with some crumbled feta cheese. Now feta just has such a nice flavor, and it's the perfect topping for this. But again, it's up to you, whatever you like. If you want to add cheese, or if you don't want to add cheese, this would be good with mozzarella or cheddar cheese, and you could just pop it back in the oven and let it melt. But this is perfect for me. And you know what will really be good? To top it off with some hot sauce or sriracha. And there you have it. That's my breakfast skillet. And you know, this would be really good too. You could add hash browns. I'm trying to stay clear of carbs right now, so I didn't add any potato, but my God, this would be so good with a base of hash browns and then your meats and your eggs. But if you don't like eggs like this too, you could always top it with scramble. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And please follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest at Simply Ormandy. Ciao.